And in the background, we see a character who looks a little too familiar. He's a silly green guy with one eye and some horns. Mike Wazowski?
I never thought the day would come where I would look at Ratatouille and say, at least actual people work on it. This looks absolutely abhorrent. You couldn't even call this real animation. All the fear I felt for AI-generated films was immediately killed by this. This AI thing is hilariously pathetic. Showing this to a child might genuinely cause brain damage. This is not how AI should be used. It should be a tool, not a director. How to notice AI videos: horrible compression, characters changing appearance, weird lighting, bad art, really interpolated, terrible animation. I'm so disappointed in society right now. AI movies should be a crime. Never blame the AI, blame the people that abuse it. It was hilarious seeing actual animators on Twitter ripping this soulless thing to shreds. Hi everyone, your host Lauren here. We're gonna do a quick research about the origins of AI art before we get to the real one. Let's dive in. AI art didn't just appear suddenly with apps like Midjourney or DALL-E. It grew out of decades of experiments at the intersection of art and computers. In the 1960s and 1970s, researchers and artists began exploring how computers could generate visual work, long before modern AI existed. One of the earliest examples was a program called Iron, developed by Mr. Harold Cohen himself, that could draw original images using coded rules. So, this is what the Iron program looked like when it was generating images.
In the 2010s, AI art started shifting closer to what we see today. In 2015, Google's Deep Dream revealed how neural network could transform photographs into surreal, dreamlike images, a milestone that sparked curiosity and creativity around AI image generation. This is what the Google's Deep Dream generated images looked like back then.
By 2018, AI art reached a wider audience when an AI-generated image called Edmund de Bellamy was sold at a major auction house for a large sum of money, drawing global attention to AI's potential in the art world.
Then came tools that anyone could use. In the early 2020s, public AI art generators like DALL-E, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion made it possible for ordinary users to create detailed images from simple text prompts, bringing AI art from labs and galleries into everyday creative practice. So, while AI art feels new, its roots stretch back more than 50 years, from coded drawing machines to today's powerful AI tools. So, moving on. When AI art started showing up everywhere online, a lot of people thought it was just a cool experiment. Weird images, funny results, something new to play with. At first it felt harmless, but as the technology spread, the mood started to change. Artists began noticing that the same tools going viral online were also showing up in real-world situations. Some freelancers started losing commissions. Others were told their work was being replaced because AI could do it faster and cheaper. For people who spent learning how to draw, design, and illustrate, the shift felt sudden and unfair for them. That's when frustration turned into anger. Online spaces that used to be about sharing art became places for arguments. Some artists felt their work was being copied without permission to train AI systems. Others worried that human creativity was being treated as disposable. The excitement around AI art is slowly turning into fear about jobs, credit, and whether artists would still have a place in the industry. At the same time, not everyone saw it in the same way. Some people viewed AI as just another tool, something that lowers barriers and lets more people create. But for many artists already struggling to make a living, the change didn't feel like progress. It felt like for them it was being pushed out. What started as a viral trend quickly became something deeper. A debate about work, value, and what creativity even means anymore. And for many people involved, this was the moment they realized they'd fallen straight into the rabbit hole. Today we interviewed a bunch of people from the internet about their thoughts and opinions about AI. They were not specific, but we'll explain what they mean later in the video. Going with the first person who goes by the name Fred.
What do you think about AI art?
It can be fun if you're someone like to scoff, but overall it's pretty bad and devalues real human-made art.
Well, it's definitely a tool that should be used correctly, but shouldn't be used for public artwork and crediting it as our own. Basically, it can be great as a blueprint, but used incorrectly, I feel like that could ruin the art industry to a huge extent. Not recommended to be dependent on and be recognized in the industry as someone who uses AI for art.
I absolutely despise AI art. Art is one viable way for an artist to express their creativity, expressions, and emotions through an art piece, whether it's a drawing, painting, sculpture, music, or poem. There's no reason for a machine to replace human for doing so. Most of the people that we interviewed on the first question believe that art should remain a human form of expression. For them, art reflects emotions, creativity, and personal experiences, something a machine cannot truly have. While AI art can sometimes be entertaining or a useful tool for ideas or references, many feel it becomes harmful when it replaces real artists or is credited as human-made. They believe AI should only support creativity, not take recognition away from artists, because overdependence on AI could devalue human-made art and negatively affect the art industry.
What are your thoughts about people going against each other about it?
The people who outright support AI are just crypto bros who just want everything the easy way without putting much effort in. I find the idea stupid because it's nothing too serious, but I do understand why people hate it. But shouldn't be too much of an issue to go against people, but I understand where they're coming from. The one who sided with AI art really should shut up and comprehend the idea behind the creation of an artist. First, analyze, research, and understand the purpose and how and why artists create art in the first place.
The interviewees were mostly critical of people who strongly support AI art. Some describe its supporters as people who want results the easy way without putting in real effort or understanding the work behind art. Others said that while AI art itself is not a very serious threat, they understand why many artists are upset and feel the anger is valid. A common opinion was that people who side with AI art should first study and understand how and why artists create art, because art is not just about final image but about process, purpose, and human meaning behind it. Do you think there's benefits?
Comedic potential when given human input. Yes, you can use it as a blueprint to get you into drawing images in a specific art style, but you should try it yourself without the help after you feel confident. There are no benefits behind. Sure, you can search for a prompt for an idea or a references, but at that point, you really should do all of those things by yourself, really. You are willingly to create an art, and all the processes should have been made with your efforts.
The interviews saw AI art as having some comedic or experimental potential, especially when humans guide it with their own input. However, they felt that AI offers no real benefits for creating authentic art. While it can be used to find ideas,
the interviewers saw AI art as having some comedic or experimental potential, especially when humans guide it with their own input. However, they felt that AI offers no real benefits for creating authentic art. While it can be used to find ideas or references, true artistic growth comes from doing everything yourself, sketching, experimenting, and practicing your style. And some noted that AI might work as a blueprint or a starting point, helping you learn a new style, but once you feel confident, you should rely on your own skills rather than the AI, they say.
Does it harm artists?
Anyone can generate art, music, or anything without having any talent and claim they are an artist, devaluing real art made by humans. Not necessarily. Again, it's more or so how you use the AI. If it's just a blueprint tool, it's fine. However, if it's used as a full replacement, then yes, it harms artists. It definitely does. We are already seeing AI taking over human jobs in this era, so it should be no wonder if AI will be replacing humans on art creation as well, which will bring a negative impacts towards artists who are trying to get into a creative career like an animation or game development studio.
Today, AI allows anyone to generate art or music, even without real artistic skills. Because of this, some people can claim to be artists, which can devalue art made by humans who spent years finish learning their craft. AI is already affecting many jobs, and creative fields like animation and game development are no exception. This creates concern for artists who want to build a career, as AI could replace human creativity if used the wrong way. However, AI is not always harmful. When used as a tool or blueprint, it can help artists improve and create faster. The problem only starts when AI is used as a full replacement, removing human effort and emotion from art.
What worries you about AI art?
I worry it will improve so much that it will be indistinguishable from real art, and that people will use it for scams like that realistic robot dog scam. That people use it too much to replace actual art. With AI being more advanced progressively, it might start to being difficult to differentiate an actual art made by a human between art made by AI. Not to mention the amount of people who would fail for an obvious AI art these days are increasing.
Can AI ever replace human creativity?
Never, even now. People need to get creative and make a prompt. Plus, it can actually make its own ideas. It just recycles human ideas into something different. No, creative mindsets and thinking are exclusively owned by humans. Absolutely not, because AI is kind of dependent on humans' creativity, meaning, without it, AI can't advance on as well as it is right now, meaning without us, it can never progress. AI cannot fully replace human creativity because it depends on humans to function and improve. Without human ideas, imagination, and guidance, AI would not progress the way it does today. Creative thinking is something only humans truly have. AI can only work by following prompts made by people and by remixing ideas that already exist. Because of this, humans are still essential in the creative process, especially in art, media, and innovation, making human creativity irreplaceable.
Do you think AI art devalues years of artistic practice?
Yes and no. Yes, because it's not really giving people that full-on creativity, but it helps elevate people's creativity to branch them even more. However, it's mostly yes. Absolutely. Could you imagine someone who mastered everything about art from anatomy, perspective, and proportion for a few years, even a decade for them just to be replaced with AI? That's really diabolical. Absolutely.
If you could say one thing to people on the opposite side, what would it be?
Please stop using AI to take advantages on replacing humans' creative and unique creations. Pick up a pencil, write, draw, create anything really. God already bestowed you a handful amount of strength, either in terms of physically or mentally, to create a piece of art on your own. Stop it. You're ruining the environment. I would say, well, AI is definitely something that shouldn't be used as high. I will say that AI should be used as a tool rather than a friend or helper in art style, by providing blueprints or ways to help you in getting an idea on how you want to be as an artist and your vision of yourself as an artist. But I will agree that AI shouldn't be replacing artists. Artists are really important in the industry, actual artists. People said that AI should not be used to take advantage of or replace human creativity. Everyone has the ability, physically or mentally, to create art in their own through writing, drawing, or other forms of expression. Overusing AI can harm real artists, the creative industry, and even the environment. While AI can be helpful as a tool for inspiration or guidance in shaping ideas and artistic vision, people said it should never replace real artists whose creativity and originality remain essential and valuable. So anyways, to close up this documentary film we did, I would like to give a very special thanks to my amazing groupmates. Thank you for lending your voices and giving life to the interviews. Your performances made this project feel real and engaging. Even though I handled the editing, voiceover, and the technical side, your effort and patience and willingness to contribute were essential in bringing this documentary together. This project would not have been possible without your support, teamwork, and creativity. I truly appreciate each one of you for helping me make this work complete and meaningful. So, thank you and goodbye.